Not just stocks. There's all kinds of stress in the system right now, including the credit markets, corporate bond spreads widening, currency fluctuations for trade-sensitive economies. For example, currencies of export-driven countries like the Mexican peso, the Canadian dollar, and the Chinese yuan weakened because they're expecting things to get a lot worse. That's because whatever the US does, it's going to be felt by the entire world. So right now, Wall Street's response is fear. There's layoff announcements that have started trickling in from companies hit by higher import costs. Business groups are spending a ton of money to get some kind of an exemption or to make Mr. Trump roll back the policy completely. But no one knows where all of this is going. And when the stock market doesn't know and there's uncertainty, it can't predict the future. So it becomes a roller coaster. So that's what's happening. But the next question is, why is it happening? And this all happened because of how extreme these tariffs are. And to be fair, the critics have a really strong argument against how these tariffs were created. So let me explain. The administration told us that these tariffs were reciprocal, meaning they mirrored what other countries charged the US for imports. Whatever they charge us, we charge them the same.
Reciprocal tariffs on countries throughout the world. Reciprocal. That means they do it to us and we do it to them.
They also claimed the tariffs were then cut by half because we're nice. But that's not true. These tariffs are actually a lot higher than what other countries charge the US. For example, China's average tariff on US goods isn't 67%. It's closer to between 6 to 10%. Vietnam faces 46%, but its tariffs on US goods are much lower. Tariffs on Australia are now 10%, but Australian tariffs on US goods is 0. They are not reciprocal. In fact, if you look at the world average before these tariffs, the US charged the world about 2.5%, and the world charged the US about 5 to 10%. So yes, it was unfair to the US, but these new tariffs are between 10 to 50%, which dwarf those rates. So the question is, why is the US going to charge the world so much more, and how did they pick these numbers? And it turns out, someone figured out a formula that comes really close to how this was decided.